Hello, everybody. How are you tonight?
Good.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
That's good. Mark already used my first joke. He was talking about how I was a virgin just last Tuesday, and did my first performance. It worked out pretty well, but I'm a little sore still. The audience was very polite, and they cheered me on and everything and laughed. So that was great, but not a single one of them called me the next morning.
Aww.
I heard about that. I'm not sure they really respected me. So anyway, that was kind of a last minute thing. This is the first time I'm actually doing it in front of friends. I've got several friends here in the audience.
Yay!
So I'm actually quite a bit more nervous this time than my first time around.
Perfect.
But a friend did tell me, the old standby to help you with that situation. You know, when you get up in front of the audience, just imagine that they're all naked. So now I'm both nervous and excited. I didn't want to work glue. I didn't want to go dirty. Already the first joke's out of the box. Sorry. Speaking of boxes, has anyone out in the audience had sex today? You're invited to the after party. But if you're going to be having sex, you probably want to go to the Olympics this week. You know, they've got 100,000 condoms for 7,000 athletes. It sounds like a lot, but if you do the math, it's really only one condom per athlete per day, which is, you know, not too bad. You know, they're all in good shape and everything. Remember back to the good old days when 14 condoms for a fortnight would seem a little conservative. I would have been young and in the Boy Scouts again. But for the rest of us up in Vancouver, they're handing out 250,000 condoms on the street corners. It's true. People dressed up as superheroes would be doing this. It's safe sex advocacy group is doing this. It's true. You can look it up. I think Captain Condom in the Storm. So this is true. You can read about that. I just assumed that also Superman, Batman, and the Flasher will also be there. Supposedly Gangbang Girl and the Human Vibrator are coming together, but no one's really sure if they'll make it out of their hotel room. So normally at this point I would talk about cauliflower. That's not a dirty joke. Don't look at me. But I got a memo that being Valentine's Day was coming up, we were supposed to talk a little bit about love. And as luck would have it, I am an expert on the subject. No, it's true. It's true. Girls come to me for relationship advice quite a bit. I generally tell them that oral sex will just solve about anything. It seems to work. You know, they keep coming back for more advice. But I've had three big loves in my life. The first was Hillary. Hillary was a very pretty and sweet girl that sat next to me in 5th grade English class. She was German though, so her English wasn't very good. But one day, you know, her pencil rolled off the front of her desk, and I picked it up for her, gave it back to her, and she told me that she loved me. Either that or she said, "Stop holding up my skirt." I can't be certain. She went back to Germany before I found out for sure. Then there was Alicia Jones. Alicia was a great girl, just a tremendous personality. And she had a really hot single mom. I fell in love with Mrs. Jones instantaneously. It was really great. She used to let me make her cocktails and rub lotion on her back. I'm not really sure that Alicia ever forgave me though. But she ended up marrying my dad, so I guess we're Then there was Candace. It's my most recent big love. And, I remember the long, passionate nights very fondly, and the romantic mornings when we would wake up and she would stroke my hair and I would snort cocaine up her belly button. But like all good things, I had to come to an end. She told me my credit wasn't good anymore and I had to talk to her pimp if I wanted to see her again.